Right, so today we're switching over all of our sprinkler system in this front garden bed here over to drip irrigation. Now, eventually I do need to make a slight modification in what I'm doing, but for today we'll start with what we're doing now. We're going to be splitting the two lines that run the length of this bed in half. So they're joined at each end. We're going to be putting a bung up this end and separating them at the other end eventually. But now we're just going to start by just getting rid of all of the irrigation that's existing, just leaving the new lines that I can run my drippers. So these are the irrigation, this is the irrigation we've had these sprinkler heads on, which is great, except it doesn't get through shrubs very well, which tends to lead to like areas not getting irrigated properly. They screw into these T-barbed, the risers screw into, so that's where irrigation runs through here, and then the water obviously pressure pushes it up here. What we're doing is we're taking some areas, we're taking these out completely, these T-barbs, and just replacing them with a joiner and joining the pipe back together, because we're not going to need as many places for the water to be emitted out of. And in other places, like here, you can see that we've left this T-barb in line, and then we've put a reduced down to a 13mm, which is what our drip irrigation is. This will tip over like this, and then we'll run our dripper line from here, and that will then go and water all the dahlias, for example. So this line here will eventually be separated from the line that runs along the front here. It's currently a complete circuit, but we will separate it so I can water at two different intervals. So the dahlias will be able to come on every second day, whereas the rest of the irrigation will be able to come on once or twice a week, depending on what it needs and the time of year. Now, initially we set up some of these smaller micro sprinklers with adjustable flow rates on them, so they didn't spray too far out or too far, or not enough, and didn't cover enough area. So these are really quite simple to replace. These are just little push-in ones, so they just pop out quite simply. And then you just get one of these bungs, and just like that, which I showed you in the other irrigation videos we've done, and they just pop. You can see the hole there, they just pop straight in like that and seal over that hole for us, no dramas at all. So as you can see, we've got our dripper tube spaced out, roughly 30 to 40 centimeters in spacing across the, probably a little bit more than that, but that's probably what I'm sort of aiming for. I've tried to get it so that each plant is at least near a drip zone, and I can adjust and move the pipe as I need to going through. Basically, they just get, you can see where it's joined on here now to the old irrigation, the new barb, then clamped on with a 13mm clamp, and then it runs all the way from here, round, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, round, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, and then finishes up here. So this will eventually be on its own dripper zone, because they need a little bit more water than the rest of the garden does. Now, so these clamps just go around and on just like that, and they're done. That's nice and secure and tight. This dripper is running from here right the way through these salvias all the way down to the other end. They'll be on their own dripper zone, because eventually all the salvias will be coming out and there'll be a hedge in this place. So I'm setting the irrigation up on it so that it's ready to go when we put the new hedge in along the front here. So basically all I need to do now with this brown tubing is, and I've already started, is you just need to come and you just need to tuck it up in underneath the foliage of the plants you're watering. So tucking it and getting it nice and close in to the mulch. I'll be remulching over the top as we go, probably in another couple of weeks when I have this all sorted. So it takes a little bit of work, and that's why, like, can't be too gentle, and then we'll remulch and completely bury the dripper tube. So it's this, you see your dripper here dripper here. If you want to end your dripper, simply snip it. These are the end bungs, so you can see it's got a blocked end. They simply thread straight in. It's a bit too hard to do it single-handedly, so they thread straight in. Then you put your clamp on, and it's clamped and it's done. So let's tuck this last little bit in that popped up when I was doing that. Tuck this bit in behind this rock here. And there we go. Dripper is done. And you wouldn't even know it's there. And then this lot will get covered under a nice thick layer of mulch. Just you can't even really see that it's there, and the bits that are, I'll cover over with mulch. Nice, simple, easy, simple solution. All right, we've got all of the dripper laid down. We've got all the fittings on, we've got all the clips on. We can flick it on now and give it a test. All right, so we're flicked on. You can hear the air all wisping out, and there we have it. All that work for a little dribble. But what I can hear is, as this is pressurizing, I can hear a sprinkler I missed plugging up in there. So we'll have to do that. But we'll go test the rest, check the rest of it and make sure it's all dripping as it should be. We'll go from there.